suffering.
Remember when I got here and you were like, you can leave?
So Grace showed up today to the studio. She showed up today and we realized we didn't have a ton of ideas, for content. And I was like, well, we don't have to do a podcast today. And Grace took that really
I got
poorly.
here and I was like, here are all these ideas I have, things that we can talk about. And Jake was like, you're a stupid whore, leave. And I was like, yeah.
I will comp to saying all of those things verbatim. I did say all of that. So you are correct in that.
Yeah. He was like, leave right now. Nobody likes you. You have a lopsided face. And I was like,
I did say that. I did say, and I stand by all of that.
I don't think I have a lopsided face.
No, I don't think you do either, but I said it.
Why are you saying bad?
Well, because it's, sometimes you just want to cut deep.
I'm feeling self-conscious because your mom was like, what are you guys going to swear and cuss about today?
Yeah, we're gonna try and do a clean episode today.
I don't think so.
Well,
I didn't brush my teeth, so we're already off.
we're already,
Wait,
this
stop.
is a filthy. I started doing white strips for my teeth.
They don't work.
They don't work, and they just made my teeth hurt.
I did them for so long because all I wanted was white teeth.
Yeah.
And they
For
don't
those who
work.
aren't watching the video, Grace and I have like bright yellow teeth for both
Cheese. No, I do have like little like dots on my teeth though. I think they're stained from some medicine I had to take when I was younger.
of us. That's fair.
Yeah, my mom always told me, she was like, oh yeah, your teeth are stained because you had to take this like medicine when you were younger, when you were like a baby, because like your dad was using like lead paint in your room. So like you could have had lead poisoning. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I like told everybody, I was like, yeah, my teeth are stained because like I almost got lead poisoning as a child. Like, fun fact to share in the classroom.
Yeah, two truths and a lie. I have one brother. I almost got lead poisoning, and I went to Jamaica last summer.
Yeah. And I realized that doesn't make any sense.
That you would take medicine to prevent lead
No,
poisoning?
because baby teeth.
Oh, wait.
So why would my permanent teeth be...
See, this is why I yelled at you to leave earlier, because I was like, Grace is not making connections where she needs to be,
You didn't even make the connection either.
No, but hey, I got it.
I don't know. That's
That's-
like... Yeah, my mom just likes to tell me like, crazy things about my
Your
health.
mom just loves to lie.
Yeah. Love the way you lie. All right.
But yeah, I feel like the lead paint is a great segue into another hallmark of the 90s, which is TV episodes of Goosebumps tier list.
Okay, we're going to do it.
I think this week we might be doing a TV episode of Goosebumps tier list. Before we do that, though, do you want to speak a little bit? The people at home have seen us.
Speak a little bit on the TV episode tier list.
Well, just on Goosebumps. People have seen us in the merch. We both got Goosebumps merch.
That's true. I have a lot of Goosebumps merch. Goosebumps is a book. It's a singular.
I meant more about like your personal. I should have been clearer. Your personal like
my personal
thing
connection.
with Goosebumps. Yeah.
I don't know. It was like 4-ish years ago, maybe even longer. We were hanging out, and we watched the Goosebumps movie with Jack Black, and it was great. And then we went down a rabbit hole and started rewatching the show. And that was also great. And then we made a drinking game to go along with it.
We did make a drinking game.
And I've probably seen like every episode of Goosebumps now like 3 or 4 times.
Which makes you the perfect candidate to do TV episodes of Goosebumps tier list.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited.
Do you want to get into it? You want to just go?
Sure.
All right. Dope.
Do you want to talk about Goosebumps at all? Your relation?
I like it.
I like it. I think it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
They're Canadian, but they pretend not to be.
Yeah, they're doing the
Which
90s
is
Canada
cool.
TV thing, which is like, no, this was made in Hollywood. One note that I will say is that as a kid, I remember being very scared,
I was
like
so
genuinely scared of Goosebumps and
I couldn't watch it.
the books, the shows, like all of it. I remember on Halloween, my neighbors were like, we're gonna go watch Goosebumps. Do you want to come with? And I like had to go home.
You're like, no.
Yeah,
I could. It would be on in like the middle of the day, and I still would not watch it.
As a kid who didn't know like how cheesy and like bad the show was.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, you were like, oh wow, no, a mask is gonna stick to my face. And that's how I died.
So scared. Yeah. Yeah.
I love the idea of like a person who grows up and never loses that. So they're like still very afraid of Goosebumps.
Won't put a mask on.
They want. I bet that's happened. I bet there is someone who probably has like.
I was thinking like a mask, but then I thought in the context of the current like.
That's really an anti-masker who's anti-mask because
it's gonna stick to my face. It's gonna stick. Oh, why are you not?
A witch cursed it, and it's gonna stick to my face.
Are you saying that like you don't believe in doctors, or like you don't?
No, I am a doctor.
Oh.
I went to medical school, but I know that if I put a mask on, it will stick to my face and meld with my skin because a witch cursed it.
That is like my my Halloween 2021 is going to be Carly Beth from The Haunted Mask.
You know the character name.
Yeah, that's her name.
That's crazy. I'm just like, oh, the girl from The Haunted Mask. That's a really good costume.
Carly Beth.
Any Goosebumps episode you can pull from is a really good costume, I feel like.
Yeah, I will. So, I mean, it's hard being a woman because it's like sometimes you want to do Halloween, but sometimes you also want to like have your tits out, right? So this is like one of those moments where I would want to do Halloween, like do the whole thing, have the head on the stick, like the fake, because you know how she puts her the thing that like her mom made of love like on a stick, and she like carries it around, and she's like, the old Carly Beth is dead. Like that's what I want to do. Yeah, I'll out my mom. That's a funny story. My mom called me right before we started recording in like near tears on the phone telling me to ask Jake for a roll of toilet paper because we don't have any at home.
And this was a fun situation for me as the outside observer because I was setting up like the podcast stuff with the green screen and everything, and I would like unfolded it, and I was like, I heard Grace's mom crying on the phone, and I was like, oh my God, did something like, is this like awful family news? And I was like, should I not be setting up the podcast right now? Are you going to have to go? But no. Okay, so our categories are superior, excellent, great, good, okay, not great, which is a very funny, like.
Not great. No,
it's not great, yeah. Bad but watchable.
None of them are bad.
Garbage. Yeah, nothing's going in those bottom two categories.
Well, I mean, we'll see. There's maybe one or two that.
Yeah. We'll see.
Like, this is kind of rip off of an episode we've already seen.
True. All right. So, A Night in Terror Tower.
Is that okay? So that's the one when they're in they're in England, right?
Yes.
And then they go on the terror tower thing, and they're like, oh, this is so funny, but then it gets real. That one's actually not very good. I don't like that one.
Well, we can put that in not great.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm with you there. It's just not memorable.
Yeah, I just like, that's like one of those ones where you're like,
yeah, I don't know.
And the British part is super like over exaggerated. Lots of bad graphics in that one though.
Truly.
So if you're looking for a bad graphic episode,
you're looking for a 1990 episode. An Old Story.
This is the one where he turns old, right?
Oh, is it? That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, like because I don't remember exactly how,
but
it's
M.
like
Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, it's when they go to the beach where they turn old.
Yo, this is crazy.
It's the beach where they turn old.
Yo, I'm getting older. My life a movie.
Yeah, so I'm not Shyamalan stole this concept from Goosebumps from the man R.L. Stine. That one actually was like one of the most like terrifying ones when I was younger because I was like, I don't want to get old. I like So I mean, scare factor pretty good. In terms of like what.
Do you remember watching it as an adult and how it held up? Was it still scary? Or did it get more scary?
I feel like it was less scary because it's like the makeup on the kids is really funny.
That's true, yeah. I don't really remember it that well. I know we watched it because I have seen the show through probably 2 times just in watching it with Grace. But I don't remember it super well, so I feel like for that reason I would put it in like okay or not.
Yeah, it's
great.
okay.
Yeah,
It was.
that's okay.
It did scar me as a child.
Next up, Attack of the Jack-O-Lantern. This one.
That one also scared me when I was younger.
See, so that we got the spooky factor.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that one is the best, like, Halloween.
That's the one where they
Goosebumps
go
episode.
to like the secret Halloween town,
Yes,
and then they can't
there's,
get
like,
out.
The Jack-O-Lantern, like alien. They wind up being aliens in the end, which is always the twist.
It's.
We should also, before we get into this, we should take a moment to briefly address R.L. Stein's famous story structure, quoted as saying he writes stories with three components:
the beginning, the middle, and the twist.
Attack on the Jack-O-Lanterns. I adore that episode.
No, that one I remember distinctly because like anytime, I mean, this is pretty much any concept of Goosebumps. So anytime somebody's getting stuck in a situation but that they can't change, those to me are scarier than like for say like one where the dad is like an evil plant. Like that to me is not
in the basement.
Yeah, that one's not as scary as like being stuck in a mask that you can't get off your face or stuck in a town that you can't leave.
Yeah, I think that also like I just to briefly talk about that. Like I think the idea of being stuck somewhere and you have no power to get out. That's like such a good conflict to have in a story for kids. I feel like because that's a kid experience for sure.
Yeah,
it's an adult experience too, but. Kids don't have any power. So Attack of the Jack-O-Lantern.
I would do good or great.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I would say good or great too. I was actually leaning towards excellent. So would great meet in the middle there?
Yeah. I don't know. Excellent. That's a lot. That's
Next up is Awesome Ants.
Oh my god, I hate this one.
Is this the one where the kid has an ant farm?
Yeah, this one's so stupid.
Yeah, this one is not
great. That one. Because this one, the ant one is like literally the same as the worm one.
Yeah.
And I think the worm one is a little better.
Yeah, I don't think either of them are particularly good. If I'm being
just
honest.
saying, like, if we were to compare stories, I think that the worm one is better.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think the ant one at the end is like... The twist in the ant one is like good, but I think it's like not very well executed. The twist being that the kid who had an ant farm and was mean to ants, actually is in a human ant farm.
Yeah.
And there are giant ants watching him.
Of course.
Of course.
A classic
Use your brain.
Ant bully, if you will.
Did you watch Ant Bully as a kid?
Yeah, of course.
What'd you give me your review here?
That was like one of those movies that you see at like a matinee, I guess we're switching to Ant Bully.
Just briefly, we're gonna take a brief Ant Bully tangent. I just really love that movie. I have not because it's good, but just because it's like I don't know why it exists.
I feel similarly to Ant Bully as I do to the Bee movie, where it was like when I was younger, I was like, oh, this is so like good, I guess. And then looking back, you're like, why was he like in love with an ant?
Yeah, true. Why was he trying to fucking ant? A human man, human boy.
And I also felt like it was like one of those things where it was like maybe they went too hard on the kid because the kid himself was getting bullied. So that's like that's why he bullied the ants. But then it's like instead of the actual bully, getting fucked up, they're like, oh, fuck this kid.
Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive movie. And also I'll say this, look, if his place in the cycle of violence is to be mean to ants, that's not, I don't think we need to examine that. I think we need to deal with what's happened. Like you said, deal with what's happening to him, not what he's doing. Because ants are ants. Yeah.
An ant's not even a small animal. Like you couldn't even argue that it's like, oh, maybe he's a serial killer. You know?
I don't want to like, paint with a broad brush here, but like ants they're synonymous with being minuscule and like not
stupid,
important,
and ugly. Why are there so many movies about ants? Do you think about that?
Yeah. There's Bug's Life. There's Ant Bully.
Ants.
That's it.
I feel like there's more
this
movies
episode
about
of
ants.
Goosebumps, which by the way is I would say I would be willing to put this in garbage.
I think it's pretty bad. Yeah.
This is garbage.
It is garbage.
All right. Okay. Next up, we're just gonna say this is Attack of the Mutant because
that's the one where he gets the superpowers, right?
Yeah, he like the comic book character comes to life.
I really don't like that one either.
Yeah, really?
I feel like that one for me immediately my brain goes to like bad but watchable because there's like a lot of funny elements in terms.
It's also visually really like.
But like the story is so unmemorable.
Yeah. I would say I would agree with you there. I would say bad but watchable checks out for me for Attack of the Mutant.
Great.
Plop.
Oh my god, Bad Hair Day.
Bad Hair Day. Is that like an evil rabbit? I don't.
Oh, maybe
recall
it
this
is. Maybe I don't recall this one either. I thought that one had. I see now that it's spelled like hair.
Yeah.
I thought. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one.
You definitely
I
have
have
seen
seen
it,
it. That's okay. I said that wrong. I've definitely seen it. You cut that out, don't.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we don't want to embarrass
Don't let the
you.
people know.
Oh! I do remember this one. Yeah, like the.
He's just a jerk.
He's a
like,
jerk. Yeah, the
he's
horror
creepy.
of this episode is finding out that your heroes are just people.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I didn't really remember it, so.
Yeah, I would say like probably. But I don't think it's like terrible. I remember
really
not
just-
thinking it was
it's
awful.
just like not great.
Yeah, it's like not great.
It's just not great.
Yeah, it's not
just because I don't remember it. Oh my god, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're getting into it.
That one is like god tier because this is like 16 Candles before that movie. You know that movie, or maybe it's 16 Wishes.
I have no idea. I haven't.
It's that
seen...
one with Debbie Ryan where she like has the magical birthday candles.
You're right. Not my memory is jogged. I have seen that.
Have you?
No, I haven't seen that movie. I've
Okay,
never
it's
seen
a
it.
Disney original movie and it's called like 16 Candles and she has like 16 magical candles because she's like a nerd and her life is bad.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all she wants is to have
Glasses
like
on face.
Yeah, all she wants is to have the best sweet 16 birthday ever.
But she
So
can't
she
because
gets,
she's a nerd.
Yeah, but then
So
she gets 16 magical candles and then she like blows every time she like lights and blows one, it like happens to her, you know.
Oh.
Like so she's like,
So
I
she
want the
gets
coolest car.
16 wishes. If you
Yeah.
will.
Be careful what you wish for. I think that's a good one. The basketball scene where that girl is way bigger than her is iconic. I like that one. I wouldn't say it's. What are my options again?
Your options are excellent, or sorry,
I would say it's
superior,
good.
excellent, good. Yeah,
I would
for
say it's
our
a
first
good one.
good of the episode.
I love that. I like that one.
All right, next up, I believe is the something of the living dummy, but I don't.
That's the Bride of the Living.
The bride
Dummy.
of the living dummy. What do you think?
It's not my favorite of the of the trilogy.
Yeah. All right. So not your favorite of the trilogy. It's
Slappy is an icon though. Like you.
Yes.
It's just like it's like, duh.
I would say that personally, I don't think any of the living dummy episodes fall below okay.
That's true.
I think
I
they're
agree.
all solid. So
I mean, it's good.
good.
I would say it's.
I'm
good.
cool with good for Bride of the Living Dummy. All right. Next up, Calling All Creeps.
Is this? You might have to jog my memory with
Yeah,
this
yeah.
one. I have an idea, but I don't want to be wrong because that'd be embarrassing.
Calling All Creeps is the 50th book. Oh wow, number
Oh.
50. Ricky Beamer is furious when he gets kicked off the school paper, so he decides to play a joke on Tasha, the bossy editor-in-chief. Just a little joke. Harmless, really. After school one day, he sticks a message in the paper. If you're a creep, call Tasha after midnight.
This is really creepy.
It reads, but somehow Ricky's message gets messed up, and now he's getting calls. Strange calls from kids who say they are creeps. Creeps with scaly, purple-colored scales and long, sharp fangs. That is a
I do not
unhinged-
remember this at all.
I remember the creeps. I remember like seeing the visual of the creeps.
This is like a classic setup. I'm just
yeah.
saying.
I would say though that kid's actions are irreprehensible.
Yeah,
we cannot.
That kind of sounds like garbage to me.
Yeah, that kid's garbage. Chillology Part 1, Squeal of Fortune.
Yes. No.
Okay.
This is the one where they get sucked into the model town.
Oh, okay. How is this one? I feel like this one felt like Monsterland. Welcome to Monsterland
I
or something.
love that one.
That one's
That one
great.
is
I
so
felt like
good.
this was a similar vibe to that one.
It's also a similar vibe to the roller coaster, the amusement park one where they like are robots.
Yeah.
I think that this one's fine. It's just like it's kind of a Beetlejuice-esque.
Mm-hmm. Well, Chillology as a whole, like the 3-parter that they did, like it's a good.
Yeah, but this one's just like
I would say
It's okay.
I would say I'd be okay with putting all 3 of these in.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're all
Chillology Part 1, 2, and 3.
are going in okay.
Okay. All right.
Click.
Classic Adam Sandler movie, classic Goosebumps episode. Grace, break it down.
This one scared me so much. I mean, it's pretty much like the exact same thing.
It's a remote that controls, life, right?
And then
that reminds me.
He freezes everything. He speeds everything up. He gets old.
Yeah.
This one was pretty scary.
That reminds me of the John Campbell mythology theory where it's like there's this collective unconscious that all, peoples across the world pull from when forming their mythology, where it's, and that's why you have like fire gods in different places and like different like gods of death and stuff, because we all have the same like human brain and unconscious and everything. And so Adam Sandler and the writers of this, R.L. Stein, pulled from the same place to express the same thing, Or
R.L. Stein did it first, and Adam Sandler thought this was an original idea.
And because of that,
Click is upwards of good.
Yeah, Click is definitely, because it's one of the ones that really sticks out in your brain.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredible.
So that, I would say, I would say great with Click. Yeah.
It's pretty great.
I'm not moved to excellent quite yet.
No, absolutely not. I have a good idea of
Deep Trouble. Oh, the shark one. I did a Photoshop of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can find that Photoshop on my Instagram at Jake's Hot Friend.
Blurb: don't go in the water.
Billy and his sister Sheena are visiting their uncle Dr. Deep on a tiny Caribbean island. It's the perfect place to go exploring underwater, and Billy's ready for an adventure. There's only one rule to remember: stay away from the coral reefs. Still, the reefs are so beautiful, so peaceful, Billy can't resist. But he's not alone in the water. Something's lurking deep below the surface. Something dark and scaly. Something half human, half fish.
Shark boy.
I don't care about this one.
This is like one of those ones where it's like, yeah, I remember it, but like it's not like it's not good.
Yeah, it's an okay episode.
It's okay. I would say not great.
Not great?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that too. Don't go to sleep. This is embarrassing for you, Grace.
No, I know the name of it. Here's the thing. I remember the iconic episodes, the greatest episodes, if you will. No, I remember this.
Okay.
This is so this is one of the classic, it was all a dream. This one's called Don't Go to Sleep. And he goes up to the attic and falls asleep and wakes up in a different reality. And then it's all a dream is essentially this one. So it's not great.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I feel like the title is very foreboding.
It's because he gets stuck in a nightmare.
Yeah. I feel like it's all a dream thing.
It's
yeah,
garbage. It's garbage. I don't like that.
That's garbage. You would say this is garbage just for that ending alone?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's a bad twist. Sorry.
Don't wake mummy. Jeff Carter's dad sends a creepy 4,000-year-old mummy home from one of his archaeological digs. You know the thing that you do when you're an archaeologist? You just send your mummy to your house?
Yeah. No, this is a whole thing where the mummy wakes up, but nobody will believe him that the mummy's
a bit of a split pea situation.
A classic, parents don't believe the kid.
Yeah, take a shot.
Yeah, and he's just freaked out by the mummy, and then every time, it's not great.
This, I hesitate to say it's not great. I think okay is good because I do remember this one. Okay. Good tension in it. At least at least I don't pretend to know Goosebumps
I do
episodes.
know them. That is
Go Eat Worms. Come on. We know
a classic.
A classic episode.
A classic.
Makes the ants episode
the
pale
precursor to 10 Ways to Eat Fried Worms, if you will.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
You've never seen 10 Ways to Eat Fried Worms?
No.
Dude, it's
similar
this.
To 10 things I hate about you.
No, it's like in the Hoot era where we always have kids being kids, kids doing
kid
trying
stuff.
to solve bully issues on their own,
I believe you on I believe that it is a movie. I don't want to doubt that.
Okay.
So where is Go Eat Worms in this list?
I think it's great.
It's great.
I think it's
it's not excellent.
Maybe good. Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I'm good with great. I do really like that episode.
We really chewed off a lot more than we are.
Oh, the haunted house game. Garbage. Haunted Mask 2.
Truly not as good as the first.
Well, yeah, the first one's a classic, and the second one like undoes.
I would say it's up there. It's definitely up there.
Yeah, I would put it in.
I think it's great. I don't think it's excellent.
You think it's great?
I think it's great though.
Awesome.
It's a great one.
Came from beneath the sink.
This one is insane. This is the one with the sponge.
Describe it. Describe
Okay,
just because
there's like an evil sponge, and it's got like a mouth on it, and it like the sponge is like. It's like a little creature, and it like leaves suds everywhere. And then he's like, the sponge is trying to eat me. And it's like, it's just a sponge. This one's so
another
good.
classic. The parents don't believe the kids.
This
is so good. Where does it fall?
This would be an excellent for me. I like it.
Our
Came from beneath the
first excellent,
I
folks.
love that one. I think the sponge is so funny.
Oh my god. Okay, so we got the funny little sponge that went to excellent. Monster Blood.
Monster Blood
is at
iconic.
least excellent.
Okay, yeah. I think Monster Blood 2 is also really good because they're on the plane.
Oh wow. Yeah, the post 9/11
Monster Blood is excellent for sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Not superior yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's
I'm
fair.
not there yet, but
we're
Monster
waiting
Blood
for
is
a specific
is
episode.
Really classic and good.
More Monster Blood, the second one on the plane.
I like the one on the plane. I'd say that one's also excellent.
Yeah, I agree.
More Monster Blood, like Goosebumps is like that one show where it's like, oh, the sequels are just as good as the first one.
And that's partially because the first one was never really super good to begin with.
That's a lie. It was so good.
It works.
My Best Friend is Invisible. I would put it in superior.
Really? I don't even remember this episode.
Okay, so he's doing a project, and this girl is like, "Oh, we gotta go find like proof of what? Pay attention.
Sorry,
we gotta go find proof of like this house is haunted. We're gonna go." And then so they go to the haunted house, and the guy the ghost writes on the thing, and then the one guy's like a scaredy cat, and then he gets home, and the ghost is like in his house. It's like throwing shit at him and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And then they become best friends.
As you do.
Yeah, well, best friends, but it's mainly because the ghost keeps getting him in trouble. So like when the bullies will like bully him, the ghost will like do shit. And he's like, "Oh, I hate you," like blah blah. But then at the end, the ghost like is actually revealed to just be a human, and then they are revealed to be aliens hunting humans. And it's like they do this dramatic thing where the parents turn around and then they have eyes in the back of their head.
I remember. I remember that.
Because it's like this is like the first or second episode to ever air.
Wow.
I love this. I think this is a superior episode.
My just thing is that my thing though, I don't know if it's superior. I'd be comfortable with excellent. I just don't know if it's superior personally.
Fine. You can put it excellent, but my official ranking is superior.
Well,
and I am to be trusted.
Is this meant to be the first superior that we have, though?
You can put it in excellent. It's fine.
Because I just feel like that's a little safe. I would put because my logic is I think that's on par with Monster Blood.
That's fair. I would think it's a little bit above, but
all right.
I like the twist in that one. It's a good twist.
All right.
Night of the Living Dummy 2. Not as good as the first, again, I will say.
Night of the Living Dummy 2.
Oh, okay. This is the one where I actually remember she gets it, and this is a classic thing with Slappy. So
Slappy being Slappy,
yeah,
dude, can't go wrong.
I mean, this one's good. That's probably where I'd put it.
Yeah, I would agree.
Oh my god. Okay, Night of the Living Dummy 3.
Yeah, go on. You mentioned earlier that this is the best.
Night of the Living Dummy 3 is the best of the series, because there is this scene where, first off, Hayden Christensen is in this episode. A young Anakin Skywalker is in this episode. And there's this scene, and I'll send the picture to Jake so he can put it
it'll
up.
be right here this whole time.
There's a scene where he gets turned into a puppet. And they use like a puppet that looks just like him for most of the shots. But there's one shot where they do a wide, And it's just the actor Hayden Christensen with puppet makeup, like sitting still among
just like two lines.
Yeah,
on the 2 lines on the side of his mouth.
And he's just standing. But then when they do close-up shots, it's like an actual puppet of him. And I have had so many questions about the continuity of that. Because clearly they already had the puppet.
Yeah.
So why
that was
in the
definitely
wide shot?
The wide shot they definitely had to do on like a different day and
You
didn't have
think?
the puppet. Yeah, I think so. I think that it was probably like filmed over like 2 days.
But why would they cut up one scene into 2 different?
Maybe they didn't have the puppet the first day, but they were, or maybe
then why would they not just reshoot it?
I don't know, Grace. Maybe there were puppet problems.
This one is just iconic because there's so many puppets. Like there's like, and I love this one. This is a superior
I think
episode.
absolutely this is superior.
This is the greatest episode of the show. Yee! One Day at Horrorland Part 2 is arguably better than Part 1.
Okay.
Because this is where the twist... Okay, so this is One Day at Horrorland.
That's the episode that I was trying to reference earlier.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're at an amusement park and essentially it's like a haunted amusement park. That's like what you think the plot is. And then in Part 2, we find out that the family is on a game show for monsters.
Right.
And that their whole existence is being dictated by these monsters.
Yeah.
And it's so cheesy and so funny.
Yeah. Horrorland also inspired one of the only Goosebumps video games, which is a Horrorland themed video game. That I have a lot of nostalgia for. So
I would say One Day in Horrorland Part 2 is excellent, if not superior. But
yeah.
I love the twist in this one.
I think the twist in this one carries it really well. Because and the monsters that's like the classic Goosebumps monster. I think it has to be superior for what it does for the canon going forward. Good.
Perfect School. Okay.
Perfect
School is a big
episode.
one that really scared me when I was younger. Like this is one that I would carry with me because at least in Part 1, I'm pretty sure, maybe Part 2, essentially by the twist is that you don't know if he's the clone or not.
Right.
Yeah. When he gets returned to his family, like you don't know if he's the clone or like he escaped and he's acting. Because it's like he gets sent essentially to like boarding school because he's a delinquent child.
Yeah, he's a little
and
ragamuffin.
You find out that they clone them and then never let them leave and then send the clones back to the family. So then you never know if he's the clone or not. And that was really scary to me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we just never know. Like this kid could never get his life back. I know.
Yeah.
So
But that's in Part 2.
Is that? Yeah, I don't remember how Part 1 ends. Maybe it's like he finds the clones.
I think that is, it like sets up the clone stuff.
Part 1 is good, upward of good. I really remember Perfect School. I feel like they're better considered as a duo that's separate, but
I think we can safely say that Part 2 will go an excellent or above.
Absolutely.
I would say Part 1 is a great one.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I love it.
Phantom of the Auditorium
is pure garbage. I hate this one. I think it's so
garbage.
stupid. What is literally so dumb.
Yeah, it's just like Phantom of the Opera for kids, except not good.
And
the episode, I think it might be bad but watchable because
absolutely bad but watchable.
The episode is really like funny in how bad it is.
And like all the things that happen in the theater are really funny.
Oh, piano lessons can be murder. The graphic of the ghost in this one scared me as an adult.
I think it's bad but watchable. If you think more highly of it, we could try to bump it up.
I would argue to at least put it in not great because I do think it is
fair.
Like Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes.
This superior
episode.
Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes
episode,
is so funny. Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes is a hilarious concept.
It's an episode of TV that I feel like holds up.
Yeah, it's. I as a big Romeo and Juliet stan, anytime there's a gnome involved, thumbs up from me.
Say Cheese and Die, starring none other than Ryan Gosling.
This one superior.
Yeah, it's a very like aesthetically great episode. Ryan Gosling is in it.
We never get an answer to why this weird guy lives in a warehouse and why they steal his camera. It's
knows?
just so good.
It's great.
So good.
It's everything you want, nothing you don't.
So many crazy cuts.
Bringing us to Say Cheese and Die
Die.
Again, which is the
A
sequel.
little underwhelming, I would
agree.
say.
I would say it's an okay
It's
episode.
okay.
It has big shoes to fill, or not great, honestly.
Yeah, not great because the first one was so iconic.
Yeah. Shocker on Shock Street.
This one is good. This is
Shocker
the one
on Shock Street.
That's
what
the
a
one.
title.
That's the one where they're like they go on the roller coaster ride, and then you find out that they're robots.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that one earlier. Okay.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
This is Shocker on Shock Street.
Okay.
So I think that with the twist really carries that one for me. I would say great or above.
Yeah.
I
think great. I'm good with
yeah,
great.
no, great's pretty good.
Stay out of the basement. The plant one. The plant dad.
This is great or excellent.
Yeah,
absolutely, because the plant dad is iconic.
I would argue that it's excellent just for the fact of like how iconic of an episode it is.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the ones that sticks out for people.
Mm-hmm. The dad is actually like a plant, and
Yes.
he's like eaten the actual dad.
Yeah.
It's a
Real
classic.
dad is
I'm your
dead.
real dad. No, I'm your dad. And then she like shoots the one because he doesn't. Like,
Does she use a real gun? In that, like, do they in this kids show? Did they show? I guess it was the 90s.
I know.
It was
I
a
think it
different
was
time.
like pesticide or something.
It was like a plant killer. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Not a real gun. Hey, you heard it here first. Not a real gun. Strained peas.
Strained peas is. I don't like this episode. I remember it exactly. Like it's like he gets a new baby sister, but then the baby is like a nightmare, and he's like, "Oh, the baby's crazy," and they're like, "Don't." Like you're just jealous, you want attention,
Yeah.
but then at the end,
A classic.
the monsters,
Don't believe the kid.
Then at the end, they're like these monsters come to their door, and it was like, oh, I think that we got the wrong baby. There was a baby swap, and then like as they leave, like the mom has like tentacles or teeth or something, and
The kid's mom or the monster mom?
the monster's mom. So like
Yeah.
it's like these parents show up and they're like, oh, that's our kid, and then like you realize they're monsters.
Yeah, I think that twist is really fun.
I do. I just don't like this episode.
It stressed me out because this one, more than any of the other, like parents don't believe the kids, was like
Yeah.
so grounded.
And I hate that. I hate like
Well, you're an older sibling, so this is a real life
yeah,
experience.
well, I
that you
guess
had.
I just hate babies, so this one's
that's
just not for me. But I guess it's good.
I think it's a good episode. Yeah.
Okay.
The blob that ate everyone. What a
This-
descriptive title.
This is the one where he writes. This guy gets a
Keyboard, typewriter,
typewriter.
An enchanted typewriter.
enchanted typewriter, and he types like the story, and then it starts coming true. And he types about the this blob that's
It's-
like eating everything, and
It's
then
Death Note.
I guess I don't watch
It's
anime.
Death Note. I haven't seen Death Note.
I would
but
say that
it's Death
one's
Note.
good, if not okay. Okay, good. You know.
Yeah. Let's round out this okay.
Okay,
With the blob
that's
there,
fine.
everybody. The cuckoo clock of doom.
is stupid. I would say it's bad, but watchable.
I would agree.
The girl who cried monster is so good.
Yeah, that's another iconic.
Yeah,
Goosebump.
like that one I would say is superior or excellent.
I would say, because okay, so what do we have in Superior right now? We have Night of the
I
Living
just think
Dummy
that
3.
the twist in this one is
Run me
really
through the
good.
twist. Run me through
Okay,
the twist
so
for me and the viewers at
this
home.
girl says that the librarian is a monster, and
Okay.
she keeps telling her parents, and they're like, "You're crazy," and she tries to get a picture of it, and she does, and then he chases her all the way home. And they're like, "Oh, he's here," and she's like, "Guys," and
They
they're
should
like,
be freaked out about that.
believe me, like, and
begin
no,
with.
well, he was like, he comes and he's like, "Oh, like your daughter is being like harassing me," and they're like, "Oh yeah, please come in," and then they eat him. The parents eat him because they are monsters.
Yes,
and they're like, yeah, we thought there were a few around. Like,
That's crazy.
And they like turn around, they have like fangs and shit.
Yeah, that is a classic
It's
episode. That's a superior
the girl who cried
one.
monster.
The Haunted Mask. They're superior. Easily superior.
Easily. Carly Beth,
Carly Beth is in it.
an icon.
An
Icon,
absolute
if you
queen.
will. Like, such a good episode. The Scarecrow Walks at
The
midnight.
Scarecrow Walks at midnight. So this, to give a little backstory on like Grace and I's specific history with this show, we mentioned earlier we had a drinking game that we had made for it. part of the drinking game is that you do. I think you did a shot if they say the name of the episode in the episode, and we've been marathoning Goosebumps for like 6 hours. Drinking the whole time, and we got to a point where we had gotten like 3 different episodes in a row where they had all said the name, and so we had done a shot for each episode, and we were like, oh, thank God this one's called The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. That's such a specific phrase. There's no way it will be said, and it is the the first line of the episode.
He goes, The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. I was like, fuck. I think that would, I mean, other than that, this one's like
it's not
that
very
great.
good. Yeah, no, it's an okay or not great.
Yeah, I'd say it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Oh,
Camp Nightmare.
Yeah, I do know Camp Nightmare.
Welcome to Camp Nightmare.
That one's good, if not great.
Yeah, I put that in great. I think the twist of
it.
that was really fun. It's one of the only satisfying alien twists.
The Werewolf of Fever Swamp is garbage. My opinion.
Hot garbage.
You Can't Scare Me is not great.
Let's Get Invisible.
I don't remember that one.
Okay. Teacher's Pet, and then Hairiest Adventure. I think all of these that we don't necessarily remember, we can just leave out, and we can say that this is our final tier list here.
Yeah, there it is. Definitive.
There it is. Right there. All right.
Speaking of spooky, gotta go.
We gotta get going.
We got spooky event. It's Friday the 13th.
It is that we are recording this on Friday the 13th, and we're going to a Friday the 13th themed event. And if you like Friday the 13th, why not make every Friday the 13th with a subscription to and my I don't know. All right.
This is not going well for you.
You could have helped at any time. You could have stepped in and helped.
You seem to be taking the lead on it. I don't know.
Well, I'm just trying to tell people our plugs for the week, which are that we have a YouTube now.
I just put this in my mouth.
Grace just put the microphone in her mouth. You could see what caused that noise if you were on the YouTube and watched us there. We're just posting all the episodes there with some like longer highlights than what we've been putting on Twitter and Instagram. So, feel free to stop by.
Speaking of Twitter, you can find us on Twitter at EMS Pod. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Tell 5 friends, in fact, because as we've said before, we're building a pyramid with us at the top and you getting content feeding through. So we tell 5 people each of them tell 5 people.
Join our pyramid scheme is essentially what we're saying.
That's not what it
Become
is.
a suffragette and join our period scheme.
Become a suffragette
and join our pyramid scheme.
It's more of, I would call it more of a...
The podcast is over now.